With his contract set to expire this summer, Kylian Mbappe is believed to have told PSG he will leave at the end of the season. It's all confirmed that he will join Real Madrid. Of course, this will have a huge impact on both the clubs, Real Madrid and PSG, and on the player himself. Over the next 2 weeks, we're going to discuss the fallout from this transfer. In this week's video, we're going to discuss where Kylian Mbappe fits at Real Madrid. Alright, Harry, let's talk about Kylian Mbappe. Let's start with quite an obvious question, but who is Kylian Mbappe? Who is he, Harry?
He is a striker who plays for PSG and he likes scoring goals.
Yes, I think he is one of the best players in the world right now. He's a versatile forward who's a very physical, one of the fastest players I've ever seen play football. His ability to get in behind and chase that ball is very, very good. He's a great dribbler, a great finisher. He really is the all-round package, and he comes with a bullish arrogance that makes him very difficult to defeat. He's a very, very good player.
Yeah, he is a very, very good player, and I think he'll have his plaudits. He gets his plaudits very much, but he also has his haters, and that's what you'd expect with a very, very good player like Kylian Mbappe. He has proven that he can single-handedly win teams trophies, whether it's PSG, whether it's France. He has been exceptional throughout his career. Maybe he's looking for that next step, but he has absolutely cruised through every single tournament he's ever played in.
I was going to say, let's have a look at his honours then. In 21 games this season, he's got 21 goals and 4 assists. Stat padding. He's got 6 Ligue 1 titles at the age of 25, 4 Ligue 1 Player of the Seasons. He's won the Nations League and the World Cup, plus runner-up of the World Cup last year and the World Cup Golden Boot in 2018. And notably, however, he's never won the Champions League. Runner-up in 2020, but he's never won the Champions League. And that's the thing that's missing from his cabinet. And now, with his contract set to expire, it looks like he's headed to Real. Now, a lot has been said about this move. What is your sort of initial thoughts before we get into what it actually means for Real and Mbappe?
Yeah, no, initially I think on paper it probably looks like a good move. It benefits some people. It definitely does not benefit PSG. They are the big losers this year. What do you mean? They're getting absolutely nothing for Kylian Mbappe.
Watch our video next week where we're going to talk about how PSG can rectify this situation. Yeah. But this week the focus is on Mbappe and Real Madrid. Do you think Real need him though?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
He's Kylian Mbappe.
He makes them better. That's the thing. I think a lot of people quite rightfully saying they don't like it doesn't fit the system that they play right now. However, Kylian Mbappe does not make you worse. That is a fact. He's a very good player. He doesn't make a squad work. It's just about fitting him in. So let's have a look at the Real Madrid squad then. It's actually quite a light squad. Now, obviously, they've had a few injuries this season. They've got a couple loanees that we expect will return to their parent clubs in Kepa Arrizabalaga and Joselu. I don't think they're going to renew either of those, especially given the players incoming this summer. So let's have a look at the squad without Mbappe. So this still has arrivals for next year. It's already got rid of the players that are going to leave on a free contract and that are on loan. So as you can see, it's quite a bare bones squad. In goal, you've got Courtois and Lunin. I don't think you've got any problems there. Back four, Mendy, Rudiger, Militao, Carvajal. It's quite a well-balanced defence, but they are lacking in centre-half options. Only Alaba's their backup centre-half, with Nacho set to leave on a free at the end of the season. In the midfield, they'll only have Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Valverde, Bellingham and Arda Güler, as Modric, Kroos are both expiring their contracts, and Dani Ceballos is not a very good footballer. Then in the front, he's a good footballer, he's just not Real Madrid level, and I expect they'll probably let him leave. Then the front two, Vinícius Jr and Rodrigo, but they've also got backups of Brahim Diaz, and they've got set to join the club, Endrick. Now, that's the other thing to consider with this whole Mbappe situation. How do they accommodate Endrick as well joining this summer?
They play them together and everyone else should just roll over and quit before the game starts.
The most formidable attack in the world.
That is incredible.
It's an incredible side already, Real Madrid. Adding Mbappe to this only makes it more difficult. Today, though, we're going to talk about how they do that and where they implement him. So we're going to look at two options. The one that's on screen now has Kylian Mbappe in this system. Now, the problem with this shape, so it's the 4-1-2-1-2 or the 4-3-1-2, however you want to label it. The problem with this system is that there's one noticeable omission, and that is Rodrigo. Now, is that a problem, or do you think we can bench Rodrigo for Real Madrid?
I like Rodrigo, but when Kylian Mbappe rolls around, it's kind of hard to say no.
The problem is, does Rodrigo then push for a move away?
Yeah,
he's not starting for Real Madrid.
To be honest, I think you can fetch a pretty decent price for him.
But why? But I don't know why you'd want to let him go. He's a very good player. I don't think that
there's a choice.
Perez is going to want to let him leave.
Well, Perez you have to realise that he can't have everyone.
Wow, can he not? Because
I think Rodrigo's a good player, but is he on that Vinícius and Mbappe level? No.
He scored very crucial goals in big Champions League matches at only 23.
So maybe it could be quite interesting to see.
Maybe. So does this shape work? Mbappe and Vinícius. Obviously, the problem with this is Mbappe isn't going to be the focal point of the attack. The current Real Madrid shape has both these strikers pushing out wide to create space for Bellingham to make runs through the middle. Now, is Kylian Mbappe going to do that?
No. He's a very arrogant player. He's very me.
The shape doesn't really work with him playing as the right striker. You'd have to play him in attack midfield, but he's not going to get back to the defensive work. He's also believed to prefer to play on the left-hand side. Now, the other option is that Real Madrid look towards a more 4-2-3-1 traditional type shape, maybe a 4-3-3, but also you want Bellingham playing in attacking midfield so you can get him involved in the attack. Then you have Vinícius on the left hand side, Rodrigo on the right hand side, and Kylian Mbappe leading the line. Now this looks a lot more like what we would see. You keep Rodrigo in there. I think you replace Valverde. Now harsh on Valverde, but he'll rotate in that midfield with Camavinga and Tchouaméni. Or you could also put him right back when Carvajal's legs go and Vinícius Tobias proves not to be good enough there. He's a decent player, but I'm not sure if there is Real Madrid level yet. And then obviously Vinícius, Bellingham, Rodrigo, and Mbappe. It's ridiculous. That is the most stacked attack, and Endrick would have to play bench minutes. But I think at 17 he'll probably get on with that.
That is a crazy attack, and Mbappe will like that, as we know. Mbappe, big ego, big expectations. When he's on the pitch, he wants it to be everyone else does the hard work. Then you give me the ball in the penalty area, and I'll go and score a goal. Yeah,
the only problem here is if Mbappe does demand to play on the left hand side, what happens then?
They go no.
Do they they send him back to
finish? Sorry, but a player cannot rock up at a football club and go, I want this money, I want to play here, and he can't do that.
Yeah.
Take your money, millions and millions and millions of pounds a year, shut up and play where the manager wants to play you.
Fair enough. It's going to take a little bit of a reshuffle. I don't think there's any harm to doing that, though, because while Real have been quite good this year, have they been unstoppable? Not at all. So I definitely think there's going to be... You're only going to get better with Mbappe playing there. Now, it does bring Bellingham a little deeper, and let's talk about that for a moment, because his contribution has been incredible in front of goal this season. He's one of the top scorers in the league. He's Real Madrid's top goal scorer across all competitions, and he's been incredibly deadly in front of goal, making those late runs into the box, picking up the ball and scoring match-winning goals in games like the El Clasico this season. He has been the best player in the world, I would say. Maybe you'd say Erling Haaland, but he's been injured for a good part of this year. And Mbappe hasn't done a lot in Europe this season. So for me, I'd say Jude Bellingham, has been the best player in the world right now. As you say, Mike here may disagree, but I think he has been. So is it wrong to limit him by bringing in Mbappe, or is he still going to be able to bring up a decent number of contributions while also playing a bit of a deeper role?
No, it's 100% it is going to impact him, and I don't think it's very fair. I think Kylian Mbappe is a good footballer. By bringing him, you're going to reduce Bellingham's chances. You're going to reduce Vinícius's output. You're going to reduce Rodrigo's output. It's going to look bad on the other players because Kylian Mbappe is there. And for me, looking at this 11, it's really strong and really, really good. But it gives me a slight hint of too many cooks spoil the broth. There are so many high quality and high quality players on that pitch who have big expectations, some which have quite big egos, some who, any sign of disgruntlement, they're going to be off.
Yeah.
So to keep those four on the pitch at all times while keeping all their numbers up, for me, does feel impossible.
I think the biggest problem with this is who creates the chances. Now, Jude Bellingham's an all-right creator. He can definitely do that. Vinícius is a lot more of an inside forward. You've got Rodrigo, also an inside forward, likes to cut in and strike the ball. Mbappe's not creating chances. Who creates chances here? Because Camavinga and Tchouaméni as a pivot aren't creating chances. Tchouaméni maybe a little bit, but he's more of a defensive midfielder type role. Camavinga again maybe a little bit, but more of a defensive midfielder type role. Mendy and Carvajal are going to get forward occasionally. Now I'd probably have it with Mendy flying forwards and Carvajal sitting into maybe a situational back three. We know that Rudiger would be quite comfortable in that. He's played in a back three before. Militao in the centre and Carvajal on the right side. Maybe that works quite nicely. I think the Camavinga Tchouaméni pivot's a really nice makeup, but someone's got to create something in that attacking third. And with this shape, I don't really know where that comes from, but you're just going to have to hope that Vinícius and Rodrigo can up their contributions as creators and not just out-and-out goal scorers and players that want to cut inside and take people on. And you've also got to hope they link up well with Mbappe, because bringing in someone with the, of the magnitude of Kylian Mbappe, it's going to have a big impact on the squad, and that squad makeup and morale and the dynamics is going to have a big impact. Do you see anyone leaving because of Kylian Mbappe?
I think depends what if they go. Obviously they go for a system that involves 2 strikers. Then Rodrigo will want to force a move. I think my biggest question mark is how Vinícius and Mbappe will get on, because we know Vinícius has quite high, expectations of Real Madrid for himself. We know he likes a moan as well, and when he's unhappy with something, he likes to tell the world about it. And working with Kylian Mbappe, that's going to get tough.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because he's always been heralded as Real Madrid's star man. Now, in the summer, they brought in Jude Bellingham, and that seems to have worked out all right so far. Yeah. If anything, I would say Vinícius is flourishing in his role, perhaps not as the most prevalent player in this team. With Mbappe, though, he suddenly slips to 3rd in the pecking order, you'd say, in terms of importance and in terms of global reach and recognition. So I think we could be reaching a bit of a Neymar situation, where we were at Barcelona, where Neymar realised he was never going to win a Ballon d'Or while playing in the same team as Lionel Messi, so he went to PSG, and that didn't really work out for him. Does Vinícius have that same situation? How does he handle that, and how do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, I think he's going to find that, because why Mbappe works at PSG so much is because everything is Mbappe. If you play for PSG, number 1 on the tactics board is give it to Mbappe and then let him do the rest. Vinícius don't want to do that. He don't want to play, not second fiddle as such, but he don't want to be the one that, he doesn't want to be that stepping stone that means Mbappe can stand on it and be the one who gets all the shining light.
Yeah.
He won't want to sit in Mbappe's shadow. And that is going to create a problem. And if that is going to happen, if we're going to see Vinícius' numbers drop from Mbappe and Mbappe coming in and causing that, if I'm Vinícius, I leave. 100% leave.
It's interesting, isn't it?
They'll be suitors if they have enough money. The problem is Perez won't want to sell him because, and I think on the pitch this could work brilliantly because they might play really well, but I think off the pitch they could cause some problems both in the boardroom and in the changing room. I've never liked Kylian Mbappe. I think I really don't like him. I think
you made it quite vocal on this show many times.
I don't like his attitude. I don't like his ego. I get that he's earned to be like that. But at the end of the day, different people take it different ways, don't they?
But I think it's a very similar situation as with Kylian Mbappe and Ronaldo. I think there's really interesting similarities there. And I think actually they have such an arrogance that it drives them to win. There is nothing short of winning. Their expectations are so high, not only of themselves but of the team, that they have to win. It's an insatiable desire to win. So I think for me, in that regard, Kylian Mbappe is one of the best in the world, but it's because he has that drive. But it does mean he comes across very arrogant. He does come across as a bit of a prick.
I love that on the pitch. I love players being arrogant on the pitch. It is brilliant. But if you come off it and you act the same way in the changing room, you act the same way when you're speaking to teammates or board members, or just I don't know. It's just the way on the pitch. You can get frustrated at people, but you don't need to take all the glory. Sometimes you've got. I don't know, he just doesn't come across very well. Someone might have met him and might think he's an angel. I've never met him, but he just comes across like a bit of a knob sometimes. But as you say, Real are used to that. Ronaldo's exactly the same. I was
going to say, Real Madrid love dealing with superstars, and if there's any club where he's going to flourish, it's going to be Real Madrid.
I just think there's going to be a massive clash of
egos,
personalities in there.
Yeah, personalities fits better. I think it will be interesting to see how Mbappe and Vinícius' relationship blossoms. Now, it looks really nice on paper, this whole team, this whole lineup, but does it actually work? Is it practical? Will it win everything?
Well, this is what I'm saying. I think on the pitch it should work because you can't have... Defensively, we know how good they are. That's very, very strong. And going forward, having those
four players... a right back?
Maybe,
unless they back Vinícius Tobias to massively... develop,
maybe.
And they could do with the centre half because if Militao goes off injured, they are going to be stuck with Tchouaméni at the back, like they are at the moment.
Good at that.
It's just like the backline of Carbo and Tchouaméni do well against Girona. But
I do think that even though they might not get on, having Vinícius, Bellingham, Rodrigo, and Mbappe in a front four, you're going to win the game. You're going to score goals. But that doesn't mean they're going to get on. But overall, if you're asking, is it going to work on the pitch? I think 100% so.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting to see, very interesting to see. I am out of questions. Anything you want to touch on to end today's video?
I think at the end of the day, I don't want to... This is going to sound silly, and Mbappe's only ever played in Ligue 1. This is a big move. He's unproven outside of Liga. I know he's on the international stage, but again, that is very... And this is what it's going to see what Real Madrid do, because again, France is very... We're going to give the ball to Mbappe and let him run through and score us goals and win us trophies.
Do Real just play to that strength?
Well, that's what Real are going to do, because if Real do that, they're going to annoy the rest of their team. If they don't do that, they're going to annoy Mbappe.
It's about balance. It's about balancing, isn't it?
Because they're not going to balance it, are they? Florentino, if there's one thing Perez is going to do, he's going to favour Mbappe and piss off the rest of the team.
To be fair, Perez is another really paid favourites, but I do think we're going to get to an impasse where if Real Madrid are the best side in the world, which we would expect with the team they have, is Mbappe and Vinícius can't both win the Ballon d'Or.
No.
And if Vinícius has the drive to win the Ballon d'Or, and maybe Bellingham as well. Now, we've not really seen an arrogant side to Jude Bellingham, but he wants to win a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, and if
he's in the same side as Kylian Mbappe, can he do it?
Exactly, and at that point, and this is why I don't think they're going to work, because when that happened, and if we see Bellingham's numbers drop and Mbappe's numbers increase massively, because Bellingham is we're then going to start to see a bit of annoyance and frustration from Bellingham, and then again they all start to clash. And I think Rodrigo, it's going to be the same. I think they're going to have a massive problem off the pitch. I really do, because they haven't even got the likes of Ramos, who I love. You still see the clips of like when players will be too arrogant or too aggressive in training, and players like Ramos or Cruz would tell them to not do it, and they just stop. I
do think if they were to... Now, I'm not sure whether they have signed any contract renewals for Kroos and Modric. If they have them, please do forgive me. But based on what I've seen, they're both expiring. I think losing Kroos and Modric could be a big miss, because there's a lot of leadership and a lot of experience there.
I don't even think Tony Rudiger will get on him with Mbappe. We know Rudiger don't like when he mess around.
Maybe he'll knock everyone into gear.
Maybe Tony Rudiger's the one to step up.
Yeah, Rudiger will be the leader in this dressing room. But I think overall it looks really positive for Real Madrid. If Vinícius Jr. was to want to leave, where do you see him going right now?
That's the problem. There is only one team who are better than Real Madrid, and that is Man City, but he's not going to win the Ballon d'Or there, because they've got Erling Haaland, and he also turns some really crappy winger who turns around, knocks him back to the fullback.
Let's discuss options. I don't see another La Liga move. I don't think Barcelona have the money, nor would he want to go there. I think I'd write off the Serie A as well, because they have no money at the moment. The Bundesliga, there's one option. Do Bayern go for him? Go all out for him?
Depends who they bring in. Depends how much money they've got.
If they're looking to do it, maybe. But again, I think they'd have to, given they spent 90 million on Kane last year, I don't think they're on for another marquee signing.
PSG.
I don't see him going to PSG yet. That'd be a poor move for him. So there's one league left, and that is the Premier League.
But
now,
again, none in the Prem.
I think there are options in the Premier League.
Arsenal.
I was about to say, Arsenal, is that an option? Martinelli's not really firing.
They've got a bit of a Brazilian contingent going on.
Do they look at bringing in... Because they could even move Martinelli central if they want to accommodate Kylian.
I'll tell you what, that would be the one thing that then puts...
Vinícius Jr.
For me, he'd be the one ingredient that then puts Arsenal in Champions League contention.
Because you would have Vinícius on the left, Saka on the right.
To say that. That makes you feel ill.
And Odegaard on the attack midfield. They still need a striker at that point, but
they do.
They could
Martinelli
even have
there would cope, I think.
They'd have a makeshift Martinelli.
I think,
or even Kai Havertz.
Yeah, if Vinícius Jr. is going to move, it has to be the Prem.
Yeah, see, I don't see it working with Pep, but maybe
it doesn't be boring.
Maybe after.
He likes to run at people, likes to take people on, not run to the byline, turn around, and knock it back.
What about after Pep? What if De Zerbi was to go in there?
Maybe so.
We've seen Alquara Mitoma loves to dribble. I don't think he'd coach it out of him. Chelsea do have the money, and Chelsea have the financial irresponsibility that would go and sign him. And Chelsea do love a player that doesn't exactly.
And then we go, oh no,
we find out everything. But we do have Vinícius Jr. guys.
There is no way, even with Ratcliffe in there, there's no way Vinícius would go.
I was going to say, I think the one thing that would put him off is that United are currently scouting Ross Barkley. So I think he'd look at that and go, not interested.
There's no way they're going to get the money to buy him, and then I'm not going to say the next team because there's no way they're going to buy him.
Tottenham?
That's the thing I wasn't going to say.
Him and Richarlison. Well, there's one we haven't mentioned as well.
He's not going to put that money out of his pocket.
In Liverpool. Salah.
Post-clock.
Got to go soon.
Potentially.
If Xabi Alonso's in there, is that an option?
He won't be.
No, but if someone else is in there, is that an option?
Maybe. It's definitely. Maybe he could go broke.
So. Maybe he'll go right. And there's lots of options.
But it's less the super team that could come up.
But yeah, I'm optimistic it will work for Real Madrid, and I'm worried for the world football landscape because Real are signing one of the best players in the world right now for absolutely nothing.
That's a joke, by the way.
But they will be paying an awful lot in wages.
Absolute farce, and that is again another show of poor mismanagement and poor boardroom aspect.
They had offers of over 100 million.
PSG.
How do PSG not think,
Stupid.
let's let him go?
Stupid. I've never really I don't like PSG.
Well, next week we're going to be looking at PSG, much to Harry's delight. We're going to be talking about what they can do to rescue or salvage their team without Kylian Mbappe. So that video, when it appears, we'll be covering Harry's face. But right now, it's going to be another video. Click it. It's going to be good. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.